not busting out Christmas music yet. Oh, no.
Everybody else has.
I'm the exception to the rule. Good morning and welcome to Nature Watch. Nature Watch is sponsored by Waddell's Nursery, Floral Garden, and Bird Center. And you might find Christmas stuff there, too.
Yes,
at the corner of 12th Street and Milham Road. And now your host for Nature Watch, it's Gary Miller. I need to talk to the people next door over at WTOU. I think someone put extra caffeine in the coffee this morning. I'm just saying.
That means you're well rested, though.
No, not really.
It gives the appearance of being well rested anyway.
Right. You know, the wind, I'm telling you what, I hate pear blossoms with a passion right now. With a passion, literally. And this is why, you know, in my day job, I should know this after, you know, a couple of years of parking in the same spot. When the wind blows, there's a row of pear blossoms right by the parking spot. The wind, of course, had to pick up in the proper direction, and it splattered everything all over the hood of my car, all over the windshield of my car. I had to run through the car wash twice to get it completely off. I hate pear blossoms. I'm just saying. Okay.
So there's more wind coming.
I'm done. Shush. Well, I'm going to change my parking strategy.
So good safe topic to talk about today is the weather.
Yeah, think.
So we have in the weather forecast that S word, and it's not sunshine.
I'm out. Bye.
So I had to laugh earlier this week because a few days ago, looking at the extended forecast, Sunday into Monday, they were saying maybe rain, snow mix a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then about 12, 14 hours later, it was just snow. And then another 12, 14 hours was maybe a little bit of accumulation of snow. And then it went to lake effect.
Okay, as far as the Kalamazoo area goes, I think we're fine. However,
we are. Berrien County may get 6 to 12 inches possibly, depending on how that lake effect hits them.
And this wraps around into LaPorte County and Porter County as well in Indiana.
And into Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we are going to have wind, especially on Monday.
Well, that blows.
And we have predicted wind chills in the teens or maybe even single digits.
Right.
So the Michigan Storm Chasers got out their wind chillometer, and the lowest forecasted wind chill, down around 10, maybe down to the teens, or the single digits, is down in the disrespectful category. So it starts with shorts in December at 40 degrees, and the 30s is tolerable, 20s a wee bit nippy, and the teens disrespectful, and in the single digits, Alaska.
Okay, Chandler, if you're listening, this shorts when it's 40, no.
I used to do that.
No.
Then I got older.
To. Yeah. But, yeah. Now, if there's a 5 mile an hour wind and it's 50, we have parkas on. That's kind of how aging.
So it looks like we may have some snow, and we get about in the Kalamazoo area, maybe about an inch accumulation. Though the ground's so warm, you may not see a whole lot of that sticking unless it's on like the top of your car or something, because it's going to melt probably just about as fast as it comes down.
And it'll look pretty, especially on cleaned up lawns. It'll look really pretty.
Or even the leaves. If you get the leaves in the lawn yet, it just makes them stick better then.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Isn't this just a lovely time of year?
So on the way in, so actually with the weather too, so we've got those colder temperatures coming, but after about Tuesday, Wednesday, it warms back up. We're back in the mid to upper 40s and the low 50s, and the 8 to 14-day forecast, they're saying above normal temperatures, like up in the upper 40s and maybe low 50s, as late as Thanksgiving.
I'm still not wearing shorts. That's how it works. I'm still not doing it. No, it's not happening.
So we'll see what the lake effect does. We get the winds coming out of the north, and it's going to come right down Lake Michigan and sort of hit Berrien County and the southern end into LaPorte County, Porter County, and Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're heading to Chicago, plan some extra time on Sunday night, Monday, because
exactly
you may have some snow to work with. Drought monitor, actually pretty good. Not much change from a week ago, so we're still about the same across the state, which is good. But we haven't gotten worse, which is a really good sign because we've been so dry.
But we haven't gotten better.
We haven't gotten any better, but we're not worse. So I'll take the not worse right now because we've been dry for so long.
Exactly.
So we've got Veterans Day coming up this week on the 11th, on Tuesday. And so the Kalamazoo Nature Center, as a sort of an honor for that, free admission day.
Kalamazoo Nature Center, aren't they? Didn't they just celebrate some anniversary?
They may have, yes.
I think they did. I'm trying to remember how long, too. It's almost. They are almost as old as me. I think like 59.
They must be about 80 or 90
like
or so.
No, 50. Folks, if you hear anything crashing in the studio, I'm just throwing stuff at Gary, okay? Just don't worry about it. I think 59. I think. If I recall
like
correctly.
that.
Ken Lanfear mentioned it. Of course, I was
on the way in this morning, and actually about every morning and going home at night, but especially in the morning, they haven't moved around a lot yet. I saw hundreds and hundreds of sandhill cranes south and east of Schoolcraft in the fields, and I'm going to guess because of the size of some of those flocks, it was probably approaching 1,000 or more total.
Wow.
So just some big flocks out there in the fields grazing and overnighting in some of those fields. So some of the low areas, swampy areas, they sometimes will get near that water too. Mm-hmm. And so if you have a chance and go out and take a look, they actually show up pretty good with the fields right now. If we get a dusting of snow, they'll show up even better. Get that gray out with the white background. Mm-hmm. So
I should shut up about the snow because if it snows and it sticks around for a little bit, my allergies may go away.
True.
I should just shut up.
We need the moisture. So
we need the moisture too. So that's two things.
And an inch or two even, you don't really have to shovel. So that's a good snow.
Not necessarily.
It depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So
of course, if you're down south, it'll stop traffic for weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your 15-minute commute, that's about 4 or 5 hours now. So today, actually, I'm starting Thursday this week, and Waddell started their annual bird feeding event for the week. And so yesterday and today they had some neat events. So today we have some neat events, a meet and greet and birds of prey. And you're going to be able to see an owl, I believe a falcon, an eagle, and a hawk, and a vulture with their handlers. The Michigan Avian Experience is going to be on site with those live raptors. And today that is from 11 to 1:30 in our greenhouses. And Michigan Avian Experience is actually a unique entity. They were started originally actually an offshoot from a rehab facility on the southeast part of the state. And this is their education branch. And so they've actually separated. So this is solely an education nonprofit. They have birds to take out to educate people. They do things on site too. And basically to teach people about the educate them about conservation and maybe better understand those birds. These are birds that are not releasable in the wild, so they've been injured for some way or other, and so they use these birds to educate people. So it's a really fun thing. And there's also some bird crafting projects, so for kids of all ages.
Hey, there you go.
So,
by the way, word on the street, I hear there's a truckload bird seeds.
There is. There's a huge truckload of seeds. So I was going to talk about that too. So after you have a chance to get your bird seed and suet, and if you need more feeders or so, the feeders are on sale too. They're 30% off. But the bird seed and suet, best prices you're going to get all winter. And bonus, if you don't have room to store it, Waddell's will store it for you. And I say store in quotes.
Really?
So we're always constantly turning over product, but we will store that for you. It just has to be out of our warehouse by the end of February of 2026.
Right.
And that's because we need the room for our spring products coming in.
Okay.
So, great opportunity. A lot of people don't have room to store everything, and that way you can just come in and get it as you need it.
It's kind of like paid layaway.
It is, but you take advantage of the sale prices. So
and that too.
And I will tell you, the employees all do take advantage of that storing and prices too, because they're fantastic prices. So
and they're the ones, and I'll bet they're the ones that you're yelling at in February. Get your seat out of my building.
We need the room. So that sale runs through next Wednesday. So get in and check out all those bird seed.
Okay, you know what? I need to get rid of a gift card. I've got gift cards, and they yell at me. Get rid of them. Let's do that right now.
Okay.
Let's.
So actually, I have a neat trivia question today because it's sort of an honor of Veterans Day.
Okay.
I actually thought, I'm going to do something related to Veterans Day. So my trivia question today is, What species of bird was used in World War II as a form of communication?
What species of bird was used in WW2?
Yeah, it was actually used in some other wars earlier than that too, but that was the primary one that I wanted to talk about because there were some neat facts about it. So
for a form of communication, I have a couple of ideas.
I gotta guess most people are probably going to have a pretty good guess.
269-382-4280. First correct caller will win a $20 gift card to Waddell's. Please, if you have won in the last 30 days. Make sure somebody else can win. Have you won in the last 30 days, my caller?
No.
Okay. Who is this?
Rick.
Rick, good. Yeah, I don't recall a Rick.
Hi, Rick.
How are you?
Good.
So what are you going to fire away for your answer here, sir?
I'm going to say a homing pigeon.
That is correct.
You see that
it was a softball, I think. But,
that was a 16-inch softball. That wasn't a 12, and it was definitely a slow pitch one. But
it didn't weigh very much though, because homing pigeons don't weigh very much.
Okay, so the softball could have been bigger,
maybe more like a wiffle ball or something. So actually, I'll talk about that a little bit after our break too.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. It's actually interesting to see how many birds and how many personnel were involved with the Air Signal Corps and the Army Air Force with homing pigeons. And the U.S. Armed Forces used them in all the theaters during World War II, but the U.K. used multiple times more birds. So we'll talk about that a little bit after the break.
Oh, there you go. All right, can you hold on the line, sir? I'm going to have to put you on hold and get some information from you while we do this break.
Okay. Hey, I think you guys do a great job.
Well,
thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. We appreciate that. Hang on the line there. We'll get back to you in just a moment, and we'll get back to all of you with more Nature Watch in about 70 seconds on WKZO.
Attention bird lovers! Waddell's Nursery Florist and Garden Center's truckload birdseed sale featuring the best deals of the season is going on now. Black oil sunflower seed is just $22.98 for the 50-pound bag. You'll also find 20-pound bags of Waddell's Elite Bird Blend at the low preseason price of $13.98 and 10-pound bags of Finch's Feast on sale for only $12.48. Your feathered friends need extra energy during colder weather. Get them suet cakes. Their 3 favorites are now on sale for $1.49 each, or get a case of 12 for $17.69. You save more than $7. All bird feeders at houses are now 30% off, and today from 11 to 1:30, you'll have a chance to see a live bald eagle, owl, and hawk from Michigan Avian Experience. Learn more at Waddells.com. It's the truckload preseason birdseed sale now through Wednesday at Waddell's Nursery Florist and Garden Center on Texas Drive at the corner of Millam and 12th Street.
Local news because I like to be involved in my community.
More Kalamazoo area news online than ever before at WKZO.com.
All right, Rick in Mendon. Oh, he's gearing up for some football today, too, as a matter of fact, as Mendon plays in the Division 2 8-man regional. So, yeah, here we go.
Good football weather today.
It's perfect football weather. This could be a very fun Thanksgiving weekend, and even the weekend before that.
It could.
It could. Nature Watch continues. I'm Jim. I'm Gary. Yeah.
That's what my shirt says anyway.
And you can talk anytime because Rick and I need to go finish a conversation in the other room. So.
Okay. So the Carrier Pigeon Corps, or Air Signal Corps of World War II, and so in the UK, it was actually called the Carrier Pigeon Corps. So when we discuss World War II, we a lot of times hear about those campaigns like Operation Barbarossa, Operation Drumbeat, Operation Overlord, etc. Have you ever heard of Operation Columba? So Columba, the scientific word for a genus of pigeon, Operation Columba was set up in Great Britain in the early 1940s to send messages with homing pigeons. And over 1,000 messages were transported by the birds that were donated by both British and American bird keepers until a breeding program started to produce a ready supply. So it was interesting to see that the birds, typically they would either drop them or sort of toss them out of airplanes. They had to be cautious how they did that so they didn't get sucked into the engines and propellers. And so they had different means of doing that. Occasionally the birds would get not come back. They might be lost because of some enemy personnel shooting them out of the sky. They were actually took and had raptors trained to try to hit those pigeons. Occasionally they got captured. And one of the stories was that the Germans were fully aware of the Allied use of pigeons and were outraged that the Allies were so easily penetrating their territory and giving civilians the chance to resist. So they actually sent out proclamations that keeping unknown pigeons amounted to espionage, and the penalty if caught was death, which only served to encourage more pigeon keepers. So in 1944, a pigeon by the name of Lucia de Lammermoor was released and captured by the Germans. When she returned to the Allied troops, she was carrying a message that read, "To the American troops, herewith we return a pigeon to you. We have enough to eat." The German troops. So I thought that was a little humorous there with the Germans. Some other neat facts. So the U.S. Air Signal Corps, the one branch of that, which is about was less than 2 or 3% of the total personnel, like less than 2%. At its peak, just with the pigeon service, had 150 officers, 3,000 enlisted men, and 54,000 pigeons. That was at its peak. The U.S., they used some different tricks to get the birds to come back, try to entice them. So they sometimes used just get a speedier flight when they released them. So one was to withhold food until they returned. Hunger proved to be a powerful motivator, but jealousy and sex were even better. So when a male pigeon saw his mate with another male that was introduced in the loft shortly before he left on a flight, his return was guaranteed to be faster. Trying to protect his home.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see. Sorry, I'm theming. I'm doing some theme music. Sorry.
No, it needs some cooing. Pigeons cooing.
Yeah. But I want to fly like an eagle.
Oh, yeah, the eagles will eat the pigeons.
Yeah, I know.
So B-17 bomber crews, so they actually carried the pigeons in planes. A lot of the planes had a little cage that they carried the pigeons with them. And that way, if they sometimes released them to get to some other locations or get some messages to some of the resistance. But they would carry them too. Sometimes when they crashed, they would actually use a benefit because they could release the pigeon. And there was a couple instances where they found a plane that had crashed into the North Sea, and the pigeon that was released, they determined approximated where the plane was, and they actually rescued the crew. So the pigeons have actually helped save a lot of lives. B-17 bomber crews found that although they had to wear oxygen masks and heated suits at 20,000 feet, pigeons needed no special equipment. Even at 35,000 feet, with the temperatures at 45 degrees below zero, the birds just sat there, eyes half shut, feathers fluffed against the cold. Special drop boxes had been designed to protect the birds' wings from being ripped off when they were released from an airplane and entered the slipstream. So they actually developed a bag like a paper grocery bag, and they had a slit in it, and they would put the bird in the bag and sort of toss it out the plane, and the bag would go back beyond the plane. The plane would keep going on, and the bag would gradually open up, and then the bird would fly out of the bag and then fly down to a lower elevation.
That is wild.
It was actually fun to see all the information on that. They had lofts. They were called lofts where they kept the birds, and they would move those periodically. So typically a bird would do 2 or 3 locations that they would have their loft, and then they would get confused, and so they had to retire them to a breeding program.
Oh, okay.
So another interesting thing, I had to mention this too because it was really funny. I thought it was humorous. So in 1944 December, the undergarment manufacturer Maidenform ditched peddling their usual wares in favor of a government contract to make 28,500 pigeon vests, commonly referred to as the pigeon bra. And so the vests were made to be attached to American paratroopers. They were made out of porous materials with a tighter woven fabric underneath so the pigeon's claws would not damage the mesh. The vest was shaped to the body of the pigeon, so the head, neck, wingtips, tail, and feet were exposed. And so they used those. They actually said about 96% of the pigeons, when they were sent with messages, reached their assigned destination. So they had a very good success rate with that. Oh. The UK had upwards of 200,000 pigeons that they used.
Wow.
And it was interesting, too. The Maidenform Company used that information to when after they had made all those pigeon bras or vests. And so some of the contemporary advertisements that they had for Maidenform bras included pictures of the pigeon vest, claiming there was a Maidenform for every type of figure.
Hey, there you go. I'll tell you what, perhaps you have a cool bird story like that to tell. You can give us a call.
Or maybe you have homing pigeons.
That
homing
too.
Pigeons or carrier pigeons, call in. I'd love to hear from somebody. It's not too common of a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
And I know there are folks out there that still do that. So that it was interesting. After World War II, the U.S. pretty well stopped their carrier homing pigeon, air carrier pigeon program. The U.K. kept it going for a short time after World War II. M5 in the U.K. had a small flock that they had up until the 1950s. The Swiss Army dropped their program and stopped it in 1996. Oh. So some of those militaries have used that for a long time as a backup. But they found a lot of times when paratroopers were dropped in, they had pigeons with them too, and if the radio man was injured or the radio was damaged and they couldn't communicate, they had pigeons to communicate with. And so a lot of times they would release those pigeons with locations of where to drop a new radio. So it was actually very beneficial. They actually had an award for animals in military service. 32 pigeons received the Dickin Award, and it was a special award that was given to those animals that had extra service beyond service. There was one of the stories, the pigeon G.I. Joe was with some British troops that they had captured a village in Italy that was just ready to be bombed by the Allies. And when the British approached the village, there was no resistance, so they took the entire town. However, there was going to be friendly fire coming in soon, and their radio equipment didn't work. So they released a pigeon, and the pigeon flew, I think it was about 120 miles, and got there just as the planes were warming up to take off to bomb the village. So saved a lot of civilian and military lives. G.I. Joe was the only American pigeon that received that Dickin Award. Wow. And then there was an Irish pigeon named Patty that also received the award. The rest of them were all pigeons from the UK. So I thought it was neat, little neat history. You always read about the air carrier signal service with the pigeons. And
in case you're wondering, this show has gone to the birds. It really has. 269-382-4280 if you want to share a bird story. You have a couple of moments to do that.
So give you that homing feeling today. Jim's going to throw things at me again.
I can't throw anything at you because I'm equally guilty over here on this side of the table. All right.
So if you still have those pumpkins left over from Halloween and they're about time to retire them, don't bring them in the gym. We don't want to throw them at each other. But the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy.
Oh, by the way, nice segue.
Nice like that segue. So Eagle Department in the state of Michigan actually had a little press release that they had a little over a week ago about composting them. So there's quite a few communities that actually compost them. But you can also chop those pumpkins up. If you save the innards, actually you can put them out. A lot of wildlife will feed on those. So chop up the pumpkins. There's a lot of wildlife that feed on those. But if you kept the seeds and you didn't roast them for yourself, you can put those out for wildlife too.
You know, I'm going to give kudos to the community because back in the 70s, after Halloween, you know, we had a day called Dodge the Pumpkin Day, which is where pumpkins all over the road, smashed, etc. Because you know that's just kind of what happened.
Yeah.
But and now you just don't see it anymore because people are more conscious about it and they're taking care of things.
Yeah. So it's and actually they used to raise pumpkins for livestock food.
Oh.
So a lot of the settlers even, and then even I remember my grandparents. I remember they had some pumpkins that they raised for the hogs and cattle.
Yeah.
So a lot of people used to raise those for years ago.
Okay.
Just as a sort of supplement.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of other releases this week, MDARD released that they found 2 more flocks, actually commercial flocks in Ottawa County with the avian bird flu. So make sure you clean those feeders real good with those migrating birds coming through. And then the Michigan Invasive Species Program had a news release this week that they've confirmed spotted lanternfly in Jackson County, which means it's coming this way. And
nice change of subject there, sir. I was having fun with the other.
So they're actually asking you if you go through Jackson County and happen to stop there anytime, Lenawee, Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, or Wayne counties.
Right.
Check your vehicles. Just make sure nothing's catching a ride. When it gets cold enough here, they won't be moving around. But
so they are similar to stink bugs. They will just hijack on whatever and
so typically they've been spread via usually the closest things that you see where their spread pattern are either highways, so they catch rides on vehicles and trucks, or railroad corridors, so they catch rides on rail cars.
Yeah.
Sort of the modern day insect hobo, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention, and thank you for bringing up lanternfly, and we can segue over to stink bugs because the last couple of days, I'm just like, how did you get in here?
Man, remember the brown marmorated stink bug can get very, very flat. They can go through really small crevices, and they seem to, you think some years that, hey, we didn't have a bad infestation, and that's when they decide to show up.
Oh my goodness!
So it's
we have a call coming in, but it's going to be tough to take it right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to head and I'm going to put you on hold. We'll talk to you after we wrap up the show. So stand by with our caller. I'll get to you in just a moment.
So that spotted lanternfly, they're actually proposing doing a quarantine area in those counties. So if you have some comments on that, just trying to prevent the spread and slow it down somewhat.
Yeah. Wow. What? I'm like, we had a couple of extra minutes because Creative Cafe was a little shorter than normal today. But that time went by like boom.
Yeah. So get some bird seed, get that feeder filled. And the snowy weather in the next few days, sit inside, enjoy the warmth, and watch the birds outside.
Again,
the feeder filled.
Rumor on the street, and I guess it's confirmed. There is a truckload bird seed sale going on at Waddell's now. Stock up. Does that work?
Yeah.
See, I can sell when I try. Gary, thank you so much. Again, if you're traveling to Chicago this weekend, just keep in mind it could be a little nasty come Sunday, especially Monday, along I-94 from Benton Harbor around the lake into Chicagoland. So
we have to stay an extra day in Michigan.
There you go.
Yay.
All right. Thank you, Gary, and thank you for listening to this edition of Nature Watch. Tune in each Saturday morning at 8:30 for Nature Watch, brought to you by Waddell's Nursery, Floral Garden, and Bird Center at the corner of 12th Street and Millam Road. CBS and local news is up next, and then America Outdoors Radio right here on 590 and 106.9 FM WKZO. Go Hornets!